Well, it's a great day to be a Cardinal, so I'm definitely going to smile right now. Huge victory for our team, a huge victory for this fan base, a huge victory for this university, and all the leadership that does a tremendous job directing us in the right direction. So I just think, our fans were the 12th man. We felt them. Really felt them all week. I read Twitter a little bit. They were ready to go. They expected to win. They wanted to win, and they came ready to win. So I knew we better give them a win. But they were fired up all week, fired up today. They were into the game. We played hard for 60 minutes. The game was close, so for a while we kind of hung in there and just kind of fed off of our fans. I just think our players came out in the second half. They understood what it meant to not only us but to the entire town and city and university to win, and they grinded it out. And we did some great things on defense, getting after the quarterback, making him feel uncomfortable, guarding receivers. We executed better in the second half, had some big plays in the running game, a little more efficient in the passing game. We had the one fumble, but we overcame it. Special teams came through in the second half. So I just think it was, once again, a team effort. We're happy to be where we're at because it is a big win, and we want to enjoy it. And that's what excites us all. So, of course, just like I told the team, once you win a game like that, the bar goes from here up to here. So while we want to enjoy it and relax and be around our family and friends, eventually we got to get back to work and understand people can say what they want after winning the game, but every week in college football, if you don't come ready to play, you're not going to win. So we'll have to get back to work, here in over 24 hours. But it was a great atmosphere, and it was great for our team and our fans to win that game.
Coach, over the years, your teams have been known for, the special plays, the gadget plays, when you've had big-time upsets, things of that nature. That's what you've been known for. But tonight, it was different. This was just a straight-up man-for-man kind of, meeting them at the line and just pretty much beating down one of the best teams in college football in the second half. What do you think that says about your team?
Well, it's a great win, and yeah, I like big games. Our team likes big games. If you can't get up for those, this maybe isn't the sport for you. But, you got to come ready to play, and you got to do all the small things. You got to be aggressive. Yes, we didn't run as many trick plays today. I thought this team was guarding us pretty well. It was hard to kind of get some yards, and then we kind of just went to our best players, Jawar and Jamari, and let the others feed off them. Jack was very, very efficient, took care of the ball, threw it away when he had to, extended plays with his feet. The first touchdown, he scrambled outside, allowed our receiver a little time to get open. So I just think his maturity level showed up and executed very well. And now you got to give our offensive line credit. These guys play hard, don't get a lot of credit, but we ran the football against a solid defense. We found ways to get yards in the passing game in the second half, and then our special teams came through. And, of course, the defense was outstanding.
Jeff, how do you attribute the defensive lines, the progression that it's made? Early on, you guys weren't getting as many sacks, but tonight it seemed like even in your just base rushing, you were able to get pressure and ended up with 5 sacks.
Well, quite honestly, I attribute it to coaching. I think we've been coaching better. I think that as a former player, you know what? I mean, you go out and play as hard as you can, but you have to have a great plan and a great package to help you win. And I think every week we've tweaked that package to guard people tighter, get our hands on people more, challenge receivers and seam routes more, and allow that defense line just a little more time to get in there. And at the same time, I think the blitz package has been more aggressive, and that comes from coaching and planning. So I give Coach Ingles, Coach Hagan, our whole defensive staff a lot of credit. We've continued to slightly tweak things even when things are working well. And, the key is applying pressure to the quarterback and making him feel uncomfortable and not giving up easy completions and making him earn it. So I just think that, when we're able to do that, it allows our defense to tee off. And when we can get a lead, it allows our defensive line to tee off. And I just think those guys play hard. We played quite a few guys, and they did a really good job.
And Jeff, you're just talking about the defense, but this is a team. Notre Dame was averaging about 195 yards on the ground. You hold them to 44. Was there anything that you guys saw that you could scheme defensively to stop them, or what exactly led to you guys shutting them down on the ground?
Well, I mean, I couldn't tell you for sure, but for me, yes, we're going to scheme them to stop the run, and you have to do that, or they're going to run you over. They're big up front. They got a big running back, big tight ends, and we were aggressive in our packages against their personnel looks. We were going to make them beat us throwing the football, make them throw it over our head. I think when we got the first interception, the first drive, they probably said, "Oh, maybe we can't throw it over their head as much," and then we applied more pressure. And I just think that, coaching matters to this point. We've done a good job coaching and adjusting to the team we're playing. And with that team, in my opinion, you have to stop the run. You have to put a bunch of guys up there, play downhill, stop the tight end, and then get pressure on the quarterback and make the receivers in the passing game beat you. And then, of course, if you can get a lead against a team that plays great defense and runs the football, we have the advantage. And I think that's what you saw in the second half. Then we were able to kind of tee off a little bit more because we had the lead and we were forcing them to do things that they don't do as much. So to me, that's why it's always important. You got to be good at the passing game and the running game because you never know when you're going to have to use both.
Jeff, you did talk about the crowd and it being the 12th man. Did you allow yourself to really pay attention? You had Jack Harlow out there, Donovan Mitchell, just so many others, and just the atmosphere. At least before the game or during it, did you allow yourself to kind of look out there much? And just what were your thoughts?
Well, without question, taking the field and seeing all the seats filled, that's what college football is all about. And this is a great city that wants to win championships and be relevant and do a lot of fun things, and we want to try to provide that. And is it always going to be perfect? No, but if you attack it head on and you step up to every challenge, and when you have a setback or failure, get right back up off your butt and do it again, these fans appreciate it. So I think at this point, of course, we're 6-0, and we want to give them something to cheer about and something to want to root for. And I think while we're at a good spot now, of course, it's a one-game season. It's a weekly battle. We got to now do it again. But I know our fans, love football, and they love sports, and they love teams that play hard and give great effort. And without question, we fed off the fans. They were tremendous tonight.
Hey, Jeff, right in the back right here. You talked about the play in the trenches a little bit. Just how impressed have you been with the overall physicality of both the offensive and defensive lines, not just tonight, but the progression through the season?
Well, I'll start with our offensive line. First off, we've got great leadership up front. Brian Hudson, for 2 weeks, hasn't practiced at all. He just plays in the game because he's injured. You know what? Doesn't miss one play. That's toughness. Just toughness. So I could sit up here and talk for 50 minutes about how tough he is. Our other offensive linemen feed off that. We have veterans from last year, Ronaldo Brown and Michael Gonzalez. We've added some newcomers on the starting offensive line at both tackle positions who've done a really good job. They've gelled together. We have some other backups that aren't getting in a whole lot, but they're getting in some. They're continuing to get better, and we're going to need them at some point. So those guys, we do a lot of things offensively, running the ball and throwing the ball. They got to learn a lot. They got to study. But we have different things we can go to, and if they can handle it, it gives us a slight advantage. So proud of them. Of course, defensive line, you've seen them the last couple of weeks. They've been lights out. They play hard. They play aggressive. We play a bunch of guys. They work hard in practice. If someone came and watched them practice, Coach Hagan and his guys do a great job. They work extremely hard. And then, like I said, I think being better in the coverage and making that quarterback hold a little bit longer allows them to shine even more. So at this point, through 6 games, they've done a really, really good job.
Jeff, you brought Evan Conley in for a couple plays. Just curious what you're seeing there and what you kind of wanted to get out of that with having him in there.
Well, I think we want to have the ability for the quarterback to run the ball. We want to try to. Jack got hit a whole lot the last game, so trying to take some hits off of them. Evan's a really good athlete. If I had to take it back, both calls, they max zeroed it and blitzed us, and it's probably not a whole lot of room to run. So we have to have some different things off of that if we're seeing that. So that falls on me. But Evan's a really good athlete. Our other quarterbacks work hard. We're not going to be scared to put in multiple guys if we need to. But Jack, in my opinion, was outstanding today. He was consistent. He took care of the football. He made great decisions. He threw it away when he had to. He was accurate. Just played a fantastic game.
Coach, Jahar Jordan had a tough week last week versus NC State. They did a lot of run blitzes and things to make it difficult on him. Today it seemed like, I don't know if Notre Dame wasn't ready for his speed, but just talk about how much better your offense is when he's out there and making those type of runs.
Well, last week was on me. They were able to stack the box, and I didn't have enough answers. So we definitely wanted to try to fix that a little bit. So I thought our plan was better this week. Creating space for him is very important because if you can give him space, he's fast, he's elusive, he's quick, and he can go the distance. So I think, we had a couple of runs that didn't have a whole lot of room, but he popped it in there a few times early on. He stuffed it for a little while, and then we kind of came back in the second half and hit a couple big ones on a couple different calls we hadn't used yet. But he's a fantastic player. Once again, unselfish. We have other running backs too. He doesn't care who's in there. He just wants to win. But he was fantastic today as well.